Alright lads, we're once again here today to look at the Leopard A1A1 L44, the highest German premium currently in War Thunder. With the addition of several new premiums in other nations, it's fair to say that the L44 certainly is no longer the top dog when it comes to premiums, with that position certainly going to the T72AV terms. The terms in this tank are priced exactly the same, but this tank has substantially less performance, so is it still worth buying this premium? But that's what we're going to take a look at today. But let's start with the basics. The Leopard L44 is a rank 6 battle rating 9.0 premium tank located in the German tech tree. To unlock it, you'll have to purchase it on a pack on the Guardian marketplace for the cost of €60 or dollars. The tank does come with 2,000 Golden Eagles and 15 days of premium time. Being a premium, it has a low crew train cost of 10,000 Silver Lions, but a rather high expert and ace qualification cost, costing 1,210,000 Silver Lions and 2,100 Golden Eagles respectively. In terms of customization, we have several camouflages available for Golden Eagles, and several camouflages available on the Guardian marketplace. Alright lads, let's jump straight into it. The tank is powered by an engine producing 830 horsepower, but combined with the vehicle's weight of 43 tons, it gives the tank a rather poor power to weight ratio of 19.3 horsepower per ton. This is due to the tank being upgraded beyond the chassis capabilities really. The tank was a test bed for the new 120mm gun, placed on the old Leopard A1A1 chassis. This additional weight, mainly being the gun and fire control systems, made the tank a lot more bloated than it was originally designed for, giving it such a low power to weight ratio. It is fair to say that the tank does feel rather sluggish, especially with all the light tanks that have been recently added to the game. When you press the A or D key, you kind of bleed all of your speed, because you don't really just have any of that power in the engine. But the top speed of the tank is pretty respectable. You can reach a top speed of 66 km per hour, and again in reverse, a very respectable 26 km per hour. So, the mobility is pretty poor, but what about the survivability? Well, if we take a look at this image, we can see that we have a crew of 4 men, with 3 of the crew, the driver, gunner, and commander, all located on the left hand side of the vehicle. A penetrating round here will result in a one-shot kill, as 3 out of the 4 crew members have been destroyed. Similarly, on the right hand side of the vehicle, we can see that we've got 2 large ammunition stores. There's one by the loader's feet, and another larger one next to the driver. If any of these rounds are hit by ammunition penetrating the tank, it will result in an ammunition cook-off, killing the vehicle. So a round that hits the hull of the tank is likely to be a one-shot kill. You can get lucky and take a shot to the turret where it just knocks out your gun breech and one of the crew members there, but this tank is very unsurvivable. But let's take a look at the actual armour protection itself. Against this tank's own gun, at a range of 500 meters, the upper frontal plate provides only 124mm of protection. Again, this is a battle rating 9.0 vehicle, and the APF SDS rounds at this battle rating will lol pen you. Things are actually slightly worse when it comes up to the turret. Despite the additional add-on armour of the Leopard 1A5, the tank's turret just isn't very well protected. We can see here that the main gun breech only provides around 122mm of protection, and this is pretty much the thickest part of the turret armour, with protection dropping down substantially in pretty much all other areas of the turret front. So the tank is pretty bad when it comes to survivability and mobility, but what about the firepower? Well, this is probably the one redeeming factor of the tank. It's armed with the 120mm Rheinmetall L44 gun, the same gun that is found on the A1A1 Abrams tanks and the Leopard 2A4s. The tank carries 41 rounds of ammunition in total, with a first stage ammunition rack of 11 rounds. One of the biggest advantages of this gun is that it has the same reload rate as the 105mm guns. When stock, you reload every 8.7 seconds, and with an ace crew, that drops down to 6.7 seconds. So you have the firepower of a 120mm gun, with the reload rate of a 105mm gun. Very powerful indeed. The tank also has good vertical guidance characteristics, with 9 degrees of gun depression and 20 degrees of gun elevation. The gun of course is fully stabilised in both the horizontal and vertical axis, and you do have a laser rangefinder, as well as first generation thermal imaging for the gunner. These used to be a huge advantage in War Thunder. There was a time when this tank was the only vehicle in the German tech tree that had thermal imaging, but again, those days are long gone. Anyway, onto the ammunition, and our stock round is a DM12 Heater Fast. It travels at 1,140 meters per second, contains a warhead with 2.15 kilos of TNT, and penetrates 480mm of armour at all ranges. This tank's pretty good at battle rating 9.0, there's not loads of composite armour that you'll face, there are a few ERA block vehicles, so at battle rating 9.0 this round is more than usable. However, you do get up tiered a lot, so you're probably better with our next round, the the DM13 APFSDS round. This travels much faster as you'd expect at 1650 meters per second, and at a range of 500 meters, can penetrate 384mm of armour. In game, however, this is classed as a short rod penetrator. It doesn't have as much post-penetration damage as the long rod penetrators, found at higher battle ratings. This means while you do have very high penetration, you don't create as much shrapnel internally when that round passes through it. The round is still powerful though, just make sure to try to aim for ammunition or crew concentrations. But the biggest feature of this tank is the fact that in an up tier, you can still pretty much penetrate everything you will ever come across. So, should you buy this tank? Well, it's certainly not got as much bang for your buck as the C-72AV terms. Because of all the added weight, it's kind of lost its soul as a German Leopard tank. It feels more sluggish and heavy, like the American M60s or the Soviet T-72s. It's big and bulky, with good firepower, but not really much else to go for it. I do still consider this tank to be the best German premium. It does get up tiered a lot to 9.7 and 10.0, but the TAM IP, the other German premium in rank 6, that's battle rating 8.7, but it still gets up to 9.7 anyway, and it's much weaker than the Leopard, so why even play it? If you do want to grind the German tech tree, then the Leopard L44 is still the best tank to do so in, but it is by far not the strongest premium in War Thunder anymore. It used to be, certainly did, but those days are long gone. They could increase the battle rating of this tank up to 9.7, but give it like DM33, make it become a super niche vehicle. Its armor performance and mobility are already pretty bad, so they could make it an incredibly insane firepower tank. Kind of make it like a German T-72AV terms, but I don't think Gaijin are that creative, to be honest. Maybe they do have a new premium lined up for rank 6 at 9.7. That seems to be the trend with Gaijin at the minute, but who knows what could come in the future. If you do want to grind the German tech tree, then yes, buy it. It is a good tank, but your €60 or $60 would be a lot better spent on the T-72AV terms, at least in pure value for money. You get what I'm trying to say? It's a good grinder, but you're not getting the value for money that you'd expect. Anyway, if you liked the video, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing. If you really liked it, please do consider becoming a channel member, like Tomato Salad, Deborah LX, Just Someone, Destroyer 1805, Dr. Bob, Tans, William Tessier, and Lola Alfonsi. Thanks again for watching, lads, and I'll see you in the next video.